A thief in Wichita went to extreme measures last night when he tried to rob a liquor store. First he used a grinder tool, to try to get in. When that didn't work at J&J's Fine Liquors at 21st and Tyler, he used his truck to smash right through the front of it as he backed into it. And those doors opened up and he loaded 70 bottles of booze into a trash can. Now, police caught the suspect just a mile away and recovered all the liquor except for a few bottles that guy broke. Business robberies are rising at an alarming rate here in Wichita, and police say the numbers are staggering. And they're getting the word out in hopes people will become more aware of their surroundings and in turn help officers solve these crimes. Our own Brian Miller joins us now live from J&J's Fine Liquor. Brian.
Yeah, Darren, we're out the site of that liquor store robbery you were just talking about, and check it out. You can see the aftermath here. The windows are now boarded up where glass used to be. That's where the suspect drove right through, stole dozens of bottles of liquor. Now, the suspect in this case has been caught, but police say a recent spike in robberies and burglaries throughout the city has them very concerned, but it's the recent spike in armed robberies of businesses that has them most concerned.
Hello. Funny furniture?
Larry Chisholm's been in the furniture business for 38 years. He was robbed at gunpoint inside his store in April for the first time in nearly 2 decades.
It was scary because knowing that gun is going to hurt you. If you pull that trigger, you're done for.
Well, most people think of armed robberies hitting gas stations, maybe banks that could potentially have thousands of dollars on hand, but even smaller mom and pop businesses like this furniture store on Pawnee have been victimized in the past. And while they do have surveillance video, there's only so much that can do to prevent the thieves.
Aggravated robbery. And took some U.S. currency.
He lunged over the counter and grabbed for the money.
Hardly a day goes by when police don't mention some type of robbery during their daily briefing. But it's a number of armed robberies, suspects entering businesses with weapons that police say has seen the largest spike. 102 robberies so far this year. There were 75 last year. And if you compare those numbers to 2013, that's a 44% increase.
And it's been a concerning trend, and investigations has been working with field services to implement several strategies to address that.
Captain Jeff Weibel says it's better to call 911 if something doesn't seem right and to pay attention to details that might help police.
We want people to be good witnesses for us, regardless of the scenario or the crime.
And for witnesses and victims like Chisholm, it's important to remember one thing above all.
My advice is give them the money and let them get out of here, because the life is not worth it.
Larry Chisholm says they still have not caught the suspect who robbed him at gunpoint back in April. Now back to some of those tips from police. Police say if you're involved on the other end of a armed robbery, the best thing to do is to call 911, especially if you notice something suspicious before that robbery actually begins. Police say they would rather get a 911 call that turns out to be nothing related to a suspicious character than to have a crime happen that could have been prevented. Reporting live tonight in West Wichita, Brian Miller, KSN News.